What's up, everybody? Najee Chambers from Big Gold Belt Media today with a very special interview, a face you have known for many, many years. His new album, Feels Like a Giant, is available right now on Apple Music and Spotify. The man himself, Lio Rush. Leo, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. Yeah, I'm excited. I appreciate you having me on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen. Just to be clear, and every single time you come out to the ring, they say from Washington D.C., and that's the job that the announcers have to do. But let me properly do it because he is from the DMV. He's from home, folks. So this one's as always from anybody from the DMV is extra special. And as a hometown kid, now you reside in LA. I just want to know for you, man, because you know this area more than anybody, and myself as well. People tend to come here and they never leave, and they have these aspirations of seeing the world and chasing their dreams. And the DMV is a beautiful place, but a lot of people just get stuck right here. I just want to know for you, man, your career, both pro wrestling and music, to make the relocation to LA. How has that really crafted your style in terms of music? What has it done for you professionally? And then what more else do you want to grasp by being, now residing in LA and a big place for entertainment? What are some other things you're looking to tap into?
Yeah, I think making that decision to leave home and go to LA helped me so much because it took me out of my comfort zone. It forced me to go down other avenues to, you know, just explore what I may have other strong suits in that could elevate, what I'm doing. I think in order to get to whatever next stage or chapter in your life, you gotta go through stages where you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I think that was huge for me. Yeah, I'm always looking to do things that I love doing. I feel like I've been an entertainer since I was a kid, really.
Yeah.
I've been an athlete since I was a kid, but I really been an entertainer since I was a kid, going to family cookouts, going to, holiday dinners or holiday breakfast, anything like that. I was always the kid doing something or people were looking at me to, kind of keep people entertained.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love music. I love wrestling. I love uh, the visuals. To I went to Full Sail University uh,
Mhm.
because I wanted to be a cinematographer. So I love putting that visual piece of content with whatever else it is I'm trying to do.
You know what? Quick detour on my questions because I absolutely, wanted to make sure I give you your flowers from being from the area and let people know, and not just like the DMV because some folks from Montgomery County love to throw their 2 cents in there, but my guys from Lano, Maryland, so true and proper DMV from the PG County. Yeah, I definitely wanted you to take a moment to give a shout out because this is a huge deal with having your release. Giving a shout out to your team, your producer, Amani Beats engineers, your beat makers, the cinematographer team with the visuals and everything, and all the photography that went out with the promotional stuff. Just take a moment to give a shout out to everybody that got you to this point.
No, I really appreciate you doing that because those people definitely deserve their flowers. They definitely deserve their love too. Amani Beats, that's actually my younger sister. So she opened up the project with Ready, which is really cool because I wanted it to feel like a project that was close to home. I wanted it to
Yeah,
feel personal. I wanted it to feel like me. So
yeah,
having my to produce that first project was pretty cool. My boy Lil Will, who I've been working with and been pretty close with for years now, 4 or 5 years now. SOS Beats, who's been making tracks for me for a pretty long time, almost 5, 6 years. We've done and created entrance music together for myself. Photographer Jess, who's actually out in LA as well. Young One Studios, who's actually out in LA as well. So all of these people It's close to home. All of these people I trust, and yeah, this is how we got here.
That that's first of all, just to go back to your sister, man. Everybody knows the story of you coming from two parents well involved with music. I don't think there's a mention anywhere that it runs through your. I mean, it's in your blood, so of course it has to be your sister as well. But I love it, man. Full family, full of talent, man. And yeah, she nailed it in the opening song. We'll come back to I'm Ready in 1 minute. I definitely want to talk about because I always find it to be special when we know the sound here and DC, having everybody knows DC is known for go-go, but there is a certain style and aesthetic and sound to DC music. And then LA has a style as well. And then just not only just two places you visit, you've been all over the world. You've been to Japan, you've been to Mexico. So at this time as a musician, of course you're picking up on all these different styles and sounds and so on. I want to know for you, when exactly did you find your sound, your voice, and your cadence? And where would you say it is more attached to, or is it just truly unique of its own?
I definitely feel like I've got a pretty unique sound. I mean, I try my absolute hardest to come off as me.
Yeah,
I think it took a while for me to figure out what my sound was, like what my voice was, what my cadence was.
yeah,
Uh, I think true and true, it stems from DMV. Uh, the sound is very like poetic, like the
yeah,
cadence is very poetic. So I feel like it stems from that. But yeah, just I had to be me.
yeah,
When I hear my music now, it just sounds like I'm talking, which is good because
yeah,
I don't want it to sound like I'm putting on a voice. I don't want it to sound like which is what a lot of people struggle with, like early on in their music journeys.
yeah.
They try to figure out that what who they are as an artist. So, um, but yeah, it all stemmed from home.
Yeah, I totally agree. And some of my favorite artists, I say like we know where they're from, but it's so hard to really pinpoint exactly where their sound is from, and that's what makes them just so unique. Like Tyler, the Creators, well, I like Jaden Smith, Lupe, which has a true Chicago sound, but he's a pure lyricist. But even how his wordplay is to himself, I like it. And yeah, and I know DMV music, so you obviously know Wale, the Shot Glizzies and whatnot. So I see little cadence in there, but then it just reverts to its own thing. And I love your wordplay, the storytelling that's in it, which is really cool. And I definitely want to go into some of the lyrics here.
Yeah.
So on I Ready too, uh, absolutely hilarious. You say, don't ask me about who my favorite wrestlers is. Shout out to all the journalists in the pro wrestling space that continues to ask a guy who's been doing interviews since his teens the same damn questions. Like, God damn, no, if this ain't an exclamation point to up your game. I don't know what it is. But yes, it's getting boring. And for me, it's damn sure annoying and irritating. But to this point, won't
Yeah.
you ask me who's been opening doors, popping on the tours? Now, on that note, I would love for you to express who has been those folks who's been, taking you under their wings, showing you the ropes, leading you in the right direction, garnering some of those opportunities for you. Who is some of those people you want to shout out to?
Currently or in my past.
Either or. Who speaks to this album? When you think about the release of this album, who are just some people like, man, if it wasn't for them, if somebody didn't steer me in this direction, I wouldn't be here. And that could be family, that could be
Yeah.
friends, that could be professional, whatever it may be.
Yeah. I think this current time period is so unique uh and cool because even from my past, these are now the people that I'm currently working with. I'm 10 years in. I actually said that in the Ready song too. But yeah, I'm 10 years in. I've been all around the world. I feel like I've worked with everybody. I've been in so many different locker rooms. And the people that I'm working with now are the people who kind of helped me get to where I am now. And people that I'm working with now are also people that grew up watching me. So I feel like a lot of it right now is like camaraderie. I feel like we wouldn't
Mm,
all be here if it wasn't for all of us. I feel like we're all trying to like elevate each other,
Yeah.
all trying to show that we're the best wrestlers in the world. Um, yeah, especially with AEW, saying that this is where the best wrestle, and I feel like I'm one of the best wrestlers in the world. So I'm glad that I'm there. I should be there. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's who I think about when I think about this project. I'm speaking to people who are in my life. I'm speaking of people who are a part of this journey with me.
That hits so much more different now because I do feel like by that statement, that's a sense of, while you're talking about you're ready, but you're giving your flowers back to the people that supported you to this point. It's almost like to the point of saying, thanks for supporting me all this time. Like now I gotta do what I gotta do. And then you appreciate the folks that, that stuck along the entire time. That's dope. That's deep. Which is interesting because another bit of lyrics I wanted to ask you about was on Bet Not, where you says, don't know why you so surprised. Graphic said I'll be here. TK said I'm needed. QT gave me reasons. I came to bring the boom. I'm feeling undefeated. I feel I'm finally eating. I told my pops I'll be there. The two lines I'm ironing on is I feel like I'm finally eating. I told my pops I'll be there. What does that mean?
uh, it means that I said that I wanted to be a professional wrestler since I was 5 years old. I said that I wanted to be at the top of my game. At anything that I do, I'm trying to be the best at it. And I feel like with everything that I put my foot in, and I decide to go after something, I get to a point where I'm saying exactly what I said that I would do, and I'm proud of myself. You
Yeah,
know, I'm proud of myself. I want my parents to be proud of what it is that I'm doing, and I do feel like now, it's taken going back to me doing this for 10 years. I feel like it takes 10 years to truly build a brand that that you feel comfortable in, and yeah, I feel like what I've created within the last 10 years will carry me into the next stage of my career. And
yeah.
I feel like I'm finally eating. I feel like my hard work has paid off and that it currently is continuing to pay off.
That's such a hungry and ambitious statement because as a fan, all the way back to the MCW's days, you've always been at the top. Which is like everywhere you've been successful. It's a no-brainer you're going to be successful in music. It's no brainer you go to AEW, you're going to be successful from WWE to New Japan, wherever you go. So I, again, not to knock our folks, but I think that is a really beneficial to the folks who move out of the area because some people get instant celebrity here and then they're like, I did it, that's it. And you've done the success, and you're like, no, I no, I'm just getting started. I'm ready. That's deep, man. That's
Yeah.
real deep. That's real deep. All right, let's go into a couple other things too, because there was in reading some of your quotes about the film. Now, one thing I wanted to tap onto was, you called this album Momentum, and you also called it a piece of your heart really sparked the creative journey for feeling like a giant? What was it that made you want to get in the studio? What put the pen to paper to ultimately getting it released?
I think giving myself that extra kick that I needed. I feel like right now, and I don't know how it looks like to wrestling fans, but for us, for everybody who's a professional wrestler right now, it's such a huge period of time that we're in to be wrestlers, to be
Yeah,
involved in what wrestling is right now. Regardless of what's happening here or what's happening over there, we're all a part of what's happening in wrestling right now. So I feel like it'll forever be remembered. But what comes with that is probably a lot of like insecurity, probably a lot of like second guessing yourself, second
hmm
guessing what you may feel will move the needle, up against, somebody else or
Yeah.
and we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of having those slight doubts
Yeah.
when so much surrounding us. But for me, this was me owning and being proud of what it is that I've done in wrestling, and sticking my chest out and you know
Yeah.
saying I'm the man. And
Yeah.
and regardless of what's happening in the world of wrestling, I'm gonna feel like a giant. I'm gonna make you feel like I feel like a giant. So yeah, that's what sparked it. Just realizing the time period of wrestling that we're in,
Yeah.
and you know, doubling down and saying you the man and keep it moving.
Yeah. It's interesting. A lot of emphasis on wrestling, which we know you know like the back of your hand, and music you've been doing for a while too. How does red carpets feel for you? I've seen you pop up on a few, and obviously you're having a background in cinematography. What is your thoughts about entering the movie space more prominent now?
Yeah, it feels very natural. Uh, it feels like I've been doing it since I was a kid. Whether it was a red carpet there or not. I feel like since a kid and being so involved in,
You know production.
yeah, I know production. I know what it feels like to have eyes on you.
Yeah.
Uh, when, the pressure's on, I feel like um, it's a familiar feeling.
Yeah.
So when I'm at these premieres and I see actors and actresses and people who've worked on the film behind the scenes, uh, it feels like a world that I would probably feel pretty comfortable in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I try my hardest
Yeah.
to just enjoy certain things in life. TV and movies is definitely one thing that I really enjoy when I have some downtime.
Yeah.
So it's a little scary going into the world, and it's like, all right, now I'm working in it. Yeah. And I know how I am. I know if I'm in it, I'm in it, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the best. So I don't know. I like to just try to enjoy things, but I would love to be in movies. I would
Yeah.
love to I would love for one, I would love a documentary to be made about me. And I want somebody to play me. I think that would be
I
pretty.
I just knew you was gonna say that. Kind of say, I know you want to film it. I know you don't want to be the one in front of the camera. I know you
Yeah,
want to be
no,
the
I,
shoot it.
I would love to see. I would love to see somebody play me, and I would also love to. I want to be involved in a superhero movie. I want to play a superhero. I want to be representation for whoever that
Yeah.
superhero is, or villain. I think I
Yeah.
could. I think I could be a
Oh,
villain too. So yeah,
you know what's crazy? Three things I'm gonna get off my chest. First thing to go back to your comments a minute ago. And this is not a slight to anybody. But I love the folks much like yourself who just goes out there and do the work. You don't have to get online and be the keyboard gangster or thug to talk about how good your work is and how you're better than everybody else. When you just do the work, you just do the work and the work speaks for itself. So I always give you props for that because when you show up on stage, any interest, any moment, any segment, like we know what time it is each and every time, no matter the country, no matter the brand, you do what you do. And another thing, as a pro wrestling fan, but also a big movie goer fan, everybody was talking about fantasy booking matches. You know what? I have booked you in a scene with Eco Wise. I'm like, the way how your style of your spots, and I would say therefore your choreography in the ring, I think it's such a unique blend with Eco that I'm like, if they want to do a raid three. Call my man Lio Rush up and
yeah,
let's see what the hell them two can get to doing. So I feel it is a natural transition for you, especially to get into action, but definitely into some stunt works with some of the best fight teams, fight choreography and stunt teams out there. I think what you bring, you rarely see in the movie screens. And I definitely think there's some major combinations of folks I could see you working with that could be very entertaining. So that's my fantasy pitch right there, just if I must say.
I mean, we gotta make it a reality then, man.
Hey man,
That sounds
manifest
good to
it.
me.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes, sir. Um, Another one of your songs, Ray and Eddie, which we know is a tribute to two legends, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, folks. Um, you have to obviously talk about, what their legacy and their respective journeys, but ultimately how it's influenced yours.
absolutely. I find it impossible to think that I would be here today if it wasn't for Ray and Eddie. Uh, yeah, just what they brought to wrestling. I connected with Eddie on such emotional level. Eddie made you feel like you knew him through the screen. Like, I felt like I just went to a cookout with him yesterday or something.
Yeah.
Every time I saw him, so I was like that. He always stuck with me
Yeah.
emotionally. As being a kid and you talking about being emotionally invested into a wrestler. I
Yep.
think I think Eddie was the one for me. And then Rey Mysterio, just seeing what kind of wrestler he was, seeing how he was presented, seeing what he did up against bigger wrestlers was a huge motivator for me. It definitely made me feel like it was possible for me to be in that position one day.
Yeah.
So instantly seeing Eddie and Ray, it made me want to be at the top and being proud of who I was. Um, yeah. So huge inspirations for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's a dope song. The beat is fire, which is interesting because and why I love a good EP. In a way, I say like I'm not always a big fan of short films because it's like an appetizer and you obviously want the entree. But with EPs, I think it's really a true expression of art and talent. And of course, you still want the full blown album, 12 tracks or beyond. But this one gave so much diversity, and as you spoke about Ray and Eddie, Ride the Wave is such a chill, laid back vibe, man. And I love that you were doing Instagram videos of you, listening to your songs and just chilling, doing your thing. And I'm like, when I critique when I critique music, I definitely give it just a normal listen, isolated, whatever it may be. But then the secondary test is like, what it hit like when you in the car.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this one easily becomes my favorite because of that. Was it really important for you to also really split up the diversity in terms of the sounds and the different places you want the music to be played out at?
For sure. I wanted people to hear that I had a certain sound. I wanted it to feel like me, like wow, like okay, when we listen to Leo, we know he's gonna sound like this. But I wanted it to also feel like each song was a different experience, like a
Yeah,
different chapter. I wanted Ride the Wave. That's me. That's my temperament. That's how I like to feel 24/7. If something feel more aggressive than that, it take me out the game. Unless unless I'm getting to that level on my own,
yeah, yeah,
which is what Ray and Eddie is. Ray and Eddie is like my hype song. I'm
yeah,
I'm feeling myself on Ray and Eddie. Like
yeah,
I'm coming to the game, uh, ready for war. But
yeah.
but Ride the Wave for sure. I'm chilling.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That first thing I thought, I just left LA. I was like, man, I would have been cranking this with the windows down. I'm like, it's a vibe, man. Yeah, that joint's dope for sure. All right, so let's end up with a few other questions really quickly. I gotta know, like, what's next in terms of music? One, live performances. Are we thinking tour and then collaborations? What does that look like for you going forward?
Absolutely. I've got so many goals and dreams for my music. You know, I've been able to do some live performances before in the past, but never like a tour.
Yeah,
Um, I would love to do a tour. I would love to, and I think this project, Feel Like a Giant, is such a cool body of work to want to bring those songs on the road because I am talking to my wrestling audience. I'm talking to everybody, but
yeah,
this is gonna hit for the wrestling audience. I'm talking about things that I'm experiencing within wrestling. I'm talking about things that I've done within wrestling, giving a little bit of backstory on who you're seeing in the ring. Uh, and I would love to perform those songs in front of my wrestling audience. I think would be pretty cool, especially with me already touring the globe right now
yeah,
for AEW. I think that'd be pretty cool. As far as collaborations, I think I'm finally at a point in my music journey and comfortable as an artist that I do hear myself on songs with artists that you hear today on the
yeah,
radio and on charts. So especially now with wrestling, there's so many artists that love wrestling that are open about wanting to be a wrestling fan. I think it would blow artists away to hear that there are wrestlers or a wrestler that is capable of making music that
yeah,
they can hear themselves on. So I would love to collaborate with big artists, but I'd also love to collaborate with other wrestlers who make music because I feel like that's such a untapped, market that, you know, will get our wrestling fans excited because wrestling fans, they also listen to music.
yeah.
So, yeah, I want to create some songs with some other wrestlers. So
Any names you want to throw out there, or do you want me to volunteer one? I will want to
I'd
play
love
this
to
one
hear,
safe.
I'd love to hear what I,
Hey, no other than my man Chris Bay.
oh, Chris, yeah, Chris is a no-brainer. Yeah, Chris is a no-brainer.
He got that chill vibe too, and I'm like, God damn, if that's gonna be the vibeiest vibe song
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ever.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple of songs with Chris, but from a while ago. But
Yeah,
I'd love to, actually lock in
yeah,
some stuff and create something that's gonna move mountains, that's gonna move some people.
yeah. Who else who else comes to name for you? And I also don't think it just has to be um have to be rappers. There's some vocalists out there as well too. Throw some
I
voices, vocals
was
on a hook.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when you think about wrestlers who make music, I think your mind automatically goes to rapper because,
Hmm.
but I think somebody who's opened up or continuing to open up a door for wrestlers who sing, like Harley Cameron, comes to mind. Uh, yeah, she's incredibly talented. I could definitely see us being on a song together.
Yeah,
Um, I'm sure there's got to be some wrestlers out there who produce. So that's something that I'm really interested in, collaborating with wrestlers who are musicians,
yeah.
some that are videographers. I think I just want to create. I want to work with wrestlers because we're all talented. We all have other gifts outside of physically wrestling that we can create some other magic with.
Yeah. Before I time up, it's something to my third point I was going to make earlier is I just had this conversation when somebody asked about where did my outlet name came from. I was like, yeah, it's a play on wrestling. And it's like, oh, dude, you only cover wrestling. I get this all the time. And once I tell them two or three things, and I'm like, oh my God, I never thought of it that way. And I think, and I know you because you are in that life that people think like, oh, you're a wrestler, so that's all you can do. But understanding that wrestling is every bit of character work, storytelling, fight choreography, all these things that if you didn't throw the word wrestling in it, you would say, "Oh, are we talking about theater? Are we talking about movies? Are we talking about, music, live performance, whatever it may be?" Like, no, it's wrestling. It's like I never thought of it that way. And I think that's what I got from this album was that it's clear you're a wrestler, and it's clear you're playing homage to your career and other sort of tidbits and nods to it. But it's a musical album. It's a legitimate album. It ain't a wrestling album. It's music, folks. This is pure music. I'm not just a wrestler that do wrestling and wrestling music and da, da, da. No, no. I'm as you have said, or has it been said, you are multi-talented performer. It's exactly what it is. It's another piece of art for you, and I just want to make sure people put respect in it in that fashion, because it is a vibe. And now I need you to get back to work so we could get the next project out there. I definitely want to see what happens in terms of live performances. I will 100% pull up to that. But Leo, man, been rooting for you for a long, long, long time. And you said it before I could, but you're definitely ready at this point. 100%. Cannot wait to see what you cook up for the rest of this year and beyond that, man. I really appreciate the time today.
No, I appreciate you, man. This was great. I love what we talked about. I'm ready for sure. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, with all that, shout out to the crew, shout out to Action Dreaded, because even while you're doing so much for yourself, you're also giving back to the young buck there, another local from the MCW scene. And I see how he's coming along quickly too. We all knew he had the talent now, but now that he under you, you could just really see like a lot of what you've known and what you've learned flowing through him, and I think that's really really cool, man. So I think in a very doggy dog world, so as they like to say in pro wrestling, it's good to see that the culture is changing for the better, and people aren't gatekeeping but opening doors and helping others, grow and garner their opportunities, man. So you're a real one. And with that being said, folks, feel like a giant. The EP album from Lio Rush. It is available on Apple Music and Spotify. Check it out now. Get in the comments. Go to his socials at Lio Rush. Let them know your favorite songs. As I said, you got to roll down the windows and lay back on a couple of them, but some of them, they definitely hype. They get you ready for whatever you got going on for the afternoon. Leo, thank you so much for your time today, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, bro.